Alright, got some areas that don't want to lay down, and part of the felting process is the agitation of the fibers so that they mesh together with the scales. So I'm taking my soap and I'm getting my hands soapy and moist and wet, and then I'm running my hands and gently agitating the fibers around so that they lock into each other, like so. Okay, and I want to make sure I get the edges too. And the soap helps your hands glide over the wool, because right now it wants to stick to my hands instead of to each other. So I want to use some soap to keep this sticking onto itself, which is what we want it to do. And you just kind of use your hands to kind of work it all around together over your resist. So we'll work these edges here and here a little bit more, and then we're going to see if we can flip. Okay, which is going to be the trick. Okay. For now, yeah, and I can start to see spots where more wool won't be needed, but it's a building process because I can start to see the resist through the wool, and in some areas needs more than others. You can stop it. Okay, so I think I've got this laid down pretty good, and I'm using soap to keep this kind of together and kind of agitating it very gently, and I can already tell that it's starting to mat, it's starting to felt ever so slightly, but now I want to flip it. So I need to add the same amount of wool to the other side of my resist. And what I failed to do was lay down some plastic so that the fibers don't stick to my cloth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I just cut open a plastic bag here, and I'm going to use this as a resist against my against the fabric here. And then I'm going to take my towel here and kind of want to just lay this up. And this is the kind of the tricky part, because it's real loose and I don't want it to slip. So I want to kind of grab it, everything, including my resist, and plop it over like that. So hopefully this will keep together and stay together, and we won't have any messes or accidents or anything that I'll have to try and backtrack from. But it's my first time doing it on my own, so it's always a learning experience, so we'll see what happens. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to grab this. I can feel my resist. That's why I like the thicker vinyl. And I'm grabbing hold of everything, and real quickly, 1, 2, 3, and plopped it over, just like that. So that's good. Now I can kind of shimmy my, readjust everything. And I want to shimmy everything out and get everything back so that I can start working on this side. Okay, it was after my flip, and I'm noticing a couple of things. I'm glad that I chose to use black, because if I was using white, it'd be very difficult with this white wool. That's what's sticking. So I can go ahead and kind of unadjust this, and I got quite a bit of overlay, which is fine because I want a nice strong blend. It's a little thin down here on the bottom of the foot, and I want to build up at the toe. The bottom of the foot, the heel, and the toe are going to be major stress points, so you want to make sure you fortify those up. And then same on this side and this side. But so far so good, and my marks stayed so far, so that will be helpful for when we need to cut this free. So I've already flipped it once, and we're about ready to add another layer of wool on this side. Okay, what you're going to do is you're getting your hands nice and soapy to agitate the next layer of wool that we've got laid down on our resist right before we flip. Alright, so yeah, just loosely agitate it, Yuki. go. Yeah, just all over. And a nice circular motion. Good job. Get some of these dry edges here. There you go. Good job. Get some of the dry edges here. Make sure it's wet. Gets nice and soapy. It feels different, huh?
Yep.
It's not soft anymore. It feels kind of like hard, huh?
Pizza dough.
Like pizza dough. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? A little bit, like wet pizza dough. Good job. We're going to get ready to flip this in a second, and then a little bit more. I'm going to check for weak spots, and then maybe add more wool where needed. But other than that, I think we may have enough on here to go ahead and continue on with the process. Good job. Slightly agitating with soapy hands, right?
Yep.
Good job. Okay, I'm about ready to flip this over for the second time. And what I want to do is, I don't have any sponges, but I'm just taking a little bit of this towel here and kind of trying to get a little bit of the moisture out. And if I've properly agitated the fibers down, none should really be sticking to my cloth, which it really isn't at the moment. And I just want to get some of the excess moisture out before I flip, so that the shape doesn't slip off of the resist. So we got a little bit that came up here. Agitate that down a bit. There's going to be more agitation going on. So we're about ready to flip. Alright, so about to flip this. I want to make sure I got some nice edges worked out. I really overdid it on this side here because I wanted to compensate for how thin it is here, and I overdid it here where it was thinner, and in the toe, and then on this side as well. So we'll see how it turns out. So I'm going to grab the whole thing, hopefully from the plastic, the resist and everything, and peel it up and quickly flip it. And it's already starting to change consistency. Okay, see that? So it's already starting to change consistency. So this is how much we have left over here. You can see the resist is creating a line of our shape. That's what we want. And it's already starting to felt on its own a little bit. Okay? But we're not done yet. We still got a bit more to do. See? That feels different, huh? Okay? So we got to peel that over. We got to blend everything in. Alright?